So I had a very weird train ride home today. Sitting at Jamaica Station, these two people get on the train. My chair is falling as I'm saying this.
No, let it fall. If it falls, it's okay.
No. It's a man and a woman. Like they were probably a couple in their 30s. Just completely trashed. Like blackout drunk. Slurring their words, being like loud and obnoxious. I'm sitting here. It's Monday at 8:30. You know, good for them if they want to do that. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah, you don't do that.
All right. I wish I didn't regret it in the morning. So I'm sitting there. I'm just like drawing. I'm just literally doodling on just like a piece of paper that I had. Like I had my backpack and I'm just drawing. And the woman like leans over and she's like, "You got really good handwriting over there." I'm not even writing words really. Like I'm just scribbling nonsense.
She might have saw words.
There weren't. Yeah, she might have seen words. They were words to her, and she was like, "Wow, like I can tell. Like I can't read what it is, but I can tell like it's good handwriting, and I can barely make out the words that she's saying." I'm just like one AirPod in. I'm just okay. Don't hurt me, thank you. And she's like, Are you like an artist?" I was like, "No, I'm not an artist." And she was just like, "You should try. Like you might like it one day." I was just like, "All right, can I move seats or something? Like can this stop?" And then they get up to get off at Lynbrook.
Oh, this was on the Long Island Railroad.
Yeah, this was just an hour ago.
On, like the subway.
Just an hour ago, trying to get here. And the guy just stands up and he looks at me. He's like, he's just like standing in the aisle and he goes, "Yeah, I'm a hat guy myself." And like, takes his hat off. And I was just like. I didn't have a response. I just kind of laughed. And he was like, the woman's like, "Yeah, I wear hats too, like only when it's hockey season or some shit." I just couldn't
really
believe what was happening. I was scared. I was just sitting there.
They were trying to get you to come home with them.
Stop! What's happening? And I didn't know that the guy was getting off because he was just standing in the middle of the row for a while. And I was like, "What is about to happen?" And they're just talking to me about hats and art, and then they left. And now we're here, and I made it.
Awesome experience, honestly.
Who's not a hat guy?
Made me, I guess.
Everyone wears hats.
Some people.
Every male wears hats, pretty much. Like some form of a hat, like.
But
Not
beret.
necessarily like a baseball cap, like a skull cap, something like that.
But that doesn't mean that you're a hat guy. Like some
That's what I'm
people
saying.
are hat guys.
Like they love to wear
Me,
and
I'm
collect
always
hats.
wearing a hat.
You're wearing a hat like a lot of the time.
I'm a hat guy. I'm a bad hair guy is what I am.
There was one of my friends at school, like he just came down to the kitchen one day while we were like all waiting to get dinner, and he's like wearing a hat for the first time like ever, and everyone's like, "Oh, like nice hat," and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm such a hat guy," and everyone just like looks at each other. You have literally never worn a hat before.
That's funny. Lying to themselves like Cornfield would.
Yeah, like, did he he was trying to bond with me over the hat we were wearing? It just like
Maybe
it freaked me out.
Maybe he just felt like he had to say something to you since like were they like together? Like,
yeah.
So maybe he was just like, she talked about his drawing. I got to bring up hats.
They were just really fucked up. It was uncomfortable to say the least.
But
You usually get that kind of stuff on the subway, the railroad at like 8 o'clock.
I was surprised to hear that it was the Long Island Railroad.
So
Stuff
weird.
happens on the LIRR.
Not when I'm
Remember-
coming home from
Smoke
work.
joints.
Remember that woman that we saw? We got a video of it, and she was fighting with someone. She was wearing like a pink dress, and she was so hammered. She was like falling over, and
When-
she was
I
like,
think that's one of the
"You
first.
don't talk to me like
When?
that." Or
That
some
was
shit.
when we went to the Knick game
Yeah, me, you,
On the
Poser,
way
and
there
Gio.
or on the way back?
on the way back.
On the way back.
It was
You weren't.
late.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
This
true.
was just like coming home from work. It was weird. Yeah, it was weird. Once I got off the train, I was just thinking, all right, this is some good material to bring to the show.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Welcome back to the Memo, everyone. So I'm going to be honest. I really didn't get to watch either of the games yesterday. I watched the Spurs. What is it? Spurs. Not Spurs. I'm sorry.
Nuggets, Trailblazers.
Nuggets, Trailblazers. No, I meant Raptors, Sixers. 'Cause I was thinking of Kawhi. That's why I said Spurs. I watched a little bit of that, and then Game of Thrones came on, and then I missed the big shots. But we really got all the updates from my dad, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He kept running in. Did you see that? It was wild. But
we kept having to pause Game of Thrones, and Rick storms in telling us about Kawhi's shot, and he's just walking back into his room, and you just hear, Game of Thrones sucks.
That was funny. But yeah, I saw a little bit of that game and none of the Trailblazers Nuggets game, so I'm going to get that out of the way right now. I don't really have much to say. I'll leave that up to you.
Anybody who enjoys the Game of Thrones talk that we do on this show, I apologize, but we are not able to talk about this past episode because I started watching Game of Thrones and I'm in the middle of season 3, so these guys can't say a word about what happened or I'll storm out. Hopefully I catch up soon and we can have some look back on it, but I don't know what happened and I don't want to talk about it. Disclaimer.
What would you do without good friends like us?
Okay, listen.
Someone's going to comment spoilers.
Both of you have spoiled shit already.
I haven't.
Cornfeld and Alex.
Oh, my God.
Okay, you watched the first 4 episodes of season 8.
You spoiled a bad one.
No, I didn't.
Listing all the kings?
Yeah, that does give away a lot of information.
That's so bad.
Yeah,
It's
That's
fine
not
though.
good.
You knew about.
But yeah, you did.
You
Did watch 4 episodes or 3 episodes of the, or was it 4?
So I knew who was sitting on the throne now. That's it.
Still, you saw who's alive and who's not.
I don't even know who Tommen is.
Really?
No. Is it Cersei's little baby son?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bitch.
He's gonna be king. I have to sit through that.
Boss. He has a good reign. No crimes under
It's
his
really.
watch.
It's not a big deal.
If
just
you
have to watch
honestly
the
look
show.
at Robert Baratheon's reign compared to the people after him, great king that guy was.
We
Dude,
didn't really
he
see
fucking-
any of his reign.
It's called Robert's Rebellion. It's named after him.
I know, because he's a boss.
If he was alive for this, he'd whip himself into shape and fight.
You think so?
Yeah,
Nah, he'd be a fat idiot.
he'd be wielding
liked
his
to fight.
warhammer
Uh,
like a boss.
So
you guys just
Sixers-
aren't up to date with
Sixers,
the memes.
Raptors.
Were
Were you in the same boat in terms of what you watched?
I
Were you
watched the
able to
first
watch
half.
The first half. Listen, I said it in the instant.
I watched the full Trailblazers Nuggets game though. CJ McCollum.
I guess we
went
should start with
off.
that then.
Yeah, McCollum is really showing out.
Is Lillard going to shut his mouth now?
Listen, what I'll say to that, and this kind of goes for both of these Game 7s, I think a lot of the time in Game 7s, they're very, ugly, defensive, grinded out games. A lot of times
76ers,
players
Raptors.
don't step up. Like we saw, Lillard was 3 for 17. Butler was 4 for 15. Even Kawhi shot 35%. He took 36 shots or something.
39.
39 shots. A lot of the time, the nerves just get to people. The moment, the situation, it's in human nature. So I don't take a lot away from Lillard going 3 for 17, people having bad games. At the end of the day, the point of the Game 7 is you do whatever you can to just survive that game, right? So
I'm not criticizing.
Jamal Murray didn't play
Murray
well either.
played
Right?
very bad also. Yeah, he shot 3 for 15 or something.
They probably just really zero in on those guys.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's just a defensive. A lot of the time, obviously there's exceptions. Most of the time, it's just a defensive, gritty, grinded out game. So you get what you can take from it. McCollum, however,
Yeah, I didn't mean to be. I didn't mean
No,
it
no, I
like I'm
wasn't-
criticizing Damian Lillard.
I wasn't saying that about what you said. I wanted to just say that in general. I don't like to criticize many players at all from Game 7s.
But what I wanted to do is praise McCollum for coming up very clutch.
Yeah,
He had clutch play after clutch play.
They were
the
down
stretch.
17, right?
in the first
Yeah.
half. Yep.
In the first half, they were down 17. McCollum dropped 37, I think, and he had a very clutch block when the Nuggets were getting some momentum back there late in the
Great
game.
play.
Yeah.
He had a great series.
Yeah,
Picked it
He's
up
had a
'cause-
great playoff so far. the whole
Yeah,
thing.
because Lillard was a little off all series too, so I'll criticize him for that. But
Mm.
McCollum definitely stepped up and filled in for him, filled in those shoes.
Only they had one other star, and they could
Yeah.
compete with Golden State.
Yeah,
I mean, if Durant's going to be out,
no. All that being said, I think it's going to go 5. I think Golden State's
Yeah?
just going to roll them over. They've never been able to compete with Golden State.
what do you think, Korn? Even with Durant out?
They don't have a shot.
Interesting.
It's just that
I feel like Lillard and McCollum have been playing well these playoffs.
McCollum's averaging 26 points.
McCollum has been more consistently good, I guess. But Lillard had those unbelievable
Mm-hmm.
first round performances.
Hey, we'll see.
I just can't. I don't believe
yeah.
in Portland like that. We've seen it before. They've gotten knocked out by the Warriors like 3 out of the last 4 seasons.
I'd be
They
shocked.
just always
Maybe they're
seem
better
to just
this year.
Roll over to them.
They do
They're
seem
the
to be
same
better.
team every year.
They have Cantor
So-
now. Big Hall of Famer Ennis Cantor.
Yeah, he's
Who
your boy.
I do need to admit, I was wrong.
About what? That he sucks?
I didn't say he sucks in a serious way, but I didn't think he would be making as much of an impact in this
Mhm.
playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did. He's
I
really
said
shown
I said
out.
Jokic would eat him alive, and I mean Jokic played well, but Blazers ended up winning. He took some
He's been a
ridiculous shots at the end of the game.
Dude, I'm starting to question his basketball IQ. Okay, he's got good court vision, if that's what you want to call like part of your IQ, but he is no late in the game. I see him; he's just jacking up terrible looks from the top of the 3-point line in multiple games.
Terrible looks.
Give it
Even
to Jamal
like
Murray.
even like in the paint, he just like fucking like tosses it up there and expects like a foul call or
Very
something.
sloppy.
Yeah,
He's got a lot to work on. He's obviously a great player on the come up.
yeah,
Nuggets are going to be around for a long time.
yeah,
yeah.
if they keep
I
those
wanted
guys
the
together.
Nuggets to win.
I was saying I wanted the Blazers.
Well, you
The
hate
Nuggets
the
are-
Nuggets.
I don't hate him as much anymore.
Any
That was
young
more of
upstart team.
That was
you
more of a
hate.
last season thing.
I like the
They were
youth of the
annoying.
Nuggets.
I'm right.
That's not true.
Every young upstart team. You think it makes the Lakers look bad?
I don't like the Sixers, and I hated the Nuggets last year when they were actually annoying.
Why were the Nuggets annoying last year?
We just had like chippy ass.
There
games
was a
with
there
them.
was a
It
bit
was
of
like
a
a
rivalry
rift.
there.
Oh, with the Lakers?
Yeah, so I didn't like them last year, but this year, I mean, they were just way better, so didn't matter.
They're like
The mini Warriors.
they're probably the most. Yeah, I mean, I hesitate to say that just because it probably won't happen like that,
No, I mean of course not.
but similar in their initial stages.
Well, is Barton going to be that good like Murray?
No. It's
Not Barton, Harris. That's what I
I
meant.
think Harris is what he is at this point. I don't think he has that.
He's not that young.
That's what I'm saying. He kind of is.
Has Porter played any
no,
games?
he missed the whole season.
He was a rookie, right?
Yeah, he was
He was
projected
expected
to go
to miss
like,
the whole season.
Yeah, or at least most of the season. I guess they just figured we don't need to throw him in the fire at this point.
Is there any status on him where he's at?
He's got a chronic back injury. He was supposed to be like the number 1 pick last year until it came out that he was really hurt. He slipped to like 12 or 13.
He was the number 1 high school recruit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with his back?
He barely played at Missouri.
What is wrong with his back?
I don't. If Kornfeld wants to look up the specifics
I got it.
rather than picking his nose with the mic.
No, I'm looking at Gary Harris. He's only 24.
Okay,
But he had a
this
down
is the kind
year.
of stuff we need.
Wasn't he?
He was hurt a lot of the year.
But he only averaged 12.9 on 42% shooting. Big.
What's up with Michael Porter's back?
Let's hear it, Kornfeld.
Oh wow. No, I think he had the same
I
thing
gotta
as
pull it
me.
up on the screen. He said, "I'm ready to play." A few days ago.
Conveniently, the day after they get eliminated.
Yeah.
He had a microdiscectomy. That's what I had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's gonna miss the year. This kid, you've been on the court in 4 months. You were
Yeah.
balling out.
It's kind of.
He plans to return in the summer
What?
league.
It's kind of scary. Like, should I be playing?
He's cleared to play. Plans to return in the summer league. It doesn't say anything about what it was here, though. They can.
Oh, he's undergone a second surgery. That's.
I mean, listen, whatever you can get out of him is just a
extra.
bonus.
Yeah. I mean, you're already the 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Thomas has already given them a lot.
We'll leave Isaiah alone, okay? He's had enough.
There's no reason
I
to
picked-
bash him now.
I picked my bone with him.
Mm-hmm. So, Portland moving on to Golden State. Again, I don't think it's going to be a close series. We can dissect it more as the series unfolds. But I mean, does anybody? Like, I'm going to say Warriors in 5.
6.
Warriors in 6 or less.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, if Durant misses the entire series, does that change anything? I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either.
I think they're really that much better without Durant. You guys were saying the Warriors have no chance at the finals without Durant.
Who
No, I'm
said
kidding.
that?
You didn't
Who
say
said
that.
that?
No, you didn't say that. But remember what you were saying without Durant?
Weird.
You were saying we were having the argument about if Durant left, and you were saying you didn't think Curry could carry them anymore and
Right.
get through the West the same way. But
Yeah,
this is one of the top seeds in the West still. So like this is a team they'd be competing with without Durant.
Yeah. I don't have it in me to pick against them. And what I was saying on that last podcast was they just won't be like, if Durant leaves, I don't think they'll be like every single person in the world is picking them, and if you're not, you're stupid.
Yeah, of course. But
If Curry's going to play how he played Game 6 against Houston, which we should talk about the Rockets for a little bit, but
Or game
I think
7.
the Blazers are the worst team remaining.
there was no Game 7.
Oh my god, that's what I meant.
Game 6.
I thought you meant like late game 5 and game
No.
6.
Late Game 5, he hit some big shots.
Curry?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Rockets, though, Durant going down in what was the score at the time when Durant got hurt in that game? It was close, right?
Close.
Just with the Warriors having to adjust mid-game and deal with that, I feel like it's in Golden State, so it's tough. But Houston should be able to kind of take advantage of that kind of like shock factor that's going on and steal a win, especially then. Okay, you lose that game, fine. I'll understand that that's a tough game to win. Going back to Houston, I don't think there's any excuse for them not winning that game.
I think they're just not. They just were never that good.
But they are, though. They should have been
They
able
were
to win.
carried by Harden's unreal run.
Harden was unbelievable this season. Chris Paul, he played really well in Game 6,
yeah.
but he hasn't been the same all
James
year.
Harden.
Capello disappeared.
But it's not like they weren't in the game. They're always in the game, and then it just like slips away.
Why? Because James Harden cannot close a basketball
No,
game.
because the Warriors
Like, for real, for real.
Don't
because
disagree
you're
with that.
asking James Harden to close the game, and then the Warriors have Steph hitting a big shot, Clay hitting a big shot, everyone else on the team hitting a big shot, and no one else on the Rockets can do anything.
Clay hit one three-pointer in that run. Somebody on the Rockets can drain a three at home.
But
if
you're
they're
like
open
like
that.
Chris Paul was playing
PJ
well,
Tucker.
Yeah, Chris Paul was playing well.
but that's the thing.
And
Like you're
James
putting
Harden,
it all on Harden when there's other players that stepped up for the Warriors
It's
in the
on
end.
Harden.
It is on Harden, I think.
He let Steph Curry come into his own building in an elimination game and outperform him in the fourth quarter and steal that game from him.
And
Say what you want, he
Chris
had
Paul
35
was
points.
hitting clutch shots too.
Yeah, Chris Paul was playing fine. They were 100% in
Why
that game.
isn't Harden taking those shots? Like I know Chris Paul was
He hit a
hitting them,
big
but
shot though.
Harden
Couple.
disappears. He stands at the top of the three-point line, waiting for the perfect moment where it's low intensity in that
There wasn't
moment, so
really
he can go
anything
get-
he
get
could have done about.
He's definitely
the way
more passive in clutch situations.
way more passive.
Steph
The
hit that
drive and kick.
crazy three, and then Clay was double teamed and hit that crazy three. Like that's nothing.
Clay's
against
was
Harden.
Clay's was an open look. He
There
had
were
a
two
clear
guys
path,
right
though.
there.
It wasn't like a crazy three. Like he'll hit that shot. Why couldn't Harden hit the same kind of plays? He hit a three-pointer like once the game was over. He had like 5 points once it was out of reach. I'm telling you, and I said this right afterwards. I don't think that it was obviously not a complete failure meltdown of Harden, but it was a sneaky choke that will let me know and should let a lot of people know that when the moment is big like that, he's not going to really get it done. But now he's able to kind of put together a stat sheet where it looks like he was doing all he could and, whatever happened at the end. But you can't lose that game. You just can't lose the game.
I guess. It's just like
I think it's a little bit of both. I think the Rockets were just not good enough to compete with the Warriors, and Harden definitely got passive down the stretch.
I mean, we were just talking about like almost every single star on every team shot terribly in these last games.
I'm not talking about his shooting percentage. I mean, and then like Lillard shot poorly. He hit a couple big shots down the stretch to win the game. Butler came up big in the fourth quarter, brought them back in. They lost, so I guess it's kind of the same thing that happened with Harden. A lot of people played poorly, but for somebody with James Harden's stature, who has the history that he has,
Yeah.
I think you at least have to make that go 7.
You can't compare Jamal Murray playing bad in a Game 7 to James Harden.
Well, you
For sure.
got Lillard.
In a game 6.
I was just talking about like shooting percentages. Not even
But Harden's
playing
was a
bad.
game 6.
That's true.
At
So,
home.
At home.
No, they should have won.
At least you got to make that go 7.
I just think
And he
the
doesn't
way
even-
the Warriors played in those last few minutes, it was just like unguardable.
It's
There's
not
nothing
even
they could
just
have
there's
done.
more to the game than the last 4 minutes. All game Harden was
But they were in it
being passive. he had
until the end
turnovers.
when they just pulled away at the end with some just quick threes right there, and then
seems
it's
like
over.
Give it right back
It
to
seems like Harden never really has a sense of urgency. He's just always thinks the game's within reach, like always like he's never really that aggressive.
He just like brings the ball up, dribbles
Like,
around.
I was at
does
the game
whatever.
when he
First
dro-
time shoots it.
I was at the game when he dropped 61 at the Garden, and it didn't look like he was trying. It was like not an urgent 61 at all.
Well, they were just awful, so maybe it was just happening, and he didn't.
But
even,
it's like the way he scores. It's like it looks like he's not trying. He gets fouled a lot, obviously, so like that takes a little bit of
7
momentum
for
away.
12 from the foul line.
Really.
That's nothing but nerves.
Yeah, he's usually great from the foul line.
Just listen. He's scared of the moment.
A lot of people are. That's why only the best take it home. It's usually the same guys.
And Giannis is my MVP now.
I was just thinking about that. Honestly, like Harden, after his crazy run, he really fell off, and
Okay.
everyone's.
Should it be a regular season award?
Look, they want to announce the fucking trophies at June 24th. I'm going to change my opinion with the
yeah,
playoffs.
they consider
Either
it a
announce in the
regular season
beginning
award.
or let it count for the playoffs. It's ridiculous how long the wait is.
It's
Who won?
It's impossible not to take it into consideration.
Yeah, it just changes your opinion.
When are they announcing
Even
it?
like
Just biased.
subconsciously.
Yeah, exactly.
When are they announcing it?
June 24th is an award show. I think it's
And it's after the season?
it might be I think it's after the finals. Yeah.
Isn't it usually during like
Not
the playoffs?
anymore.
They
Oh.
used to do it the first round of the playoffs.
Didn't
They
yeah,
give
when
out all the
when
awards.
Westbrook won it, they lost in the first round, and we already knew he was the MVP, right?
I don't remember.
He might have been like the
Everyone
Clear
just because he got the
MVP.
triple double.
Yeah.
and he averaged 31.
Okay, maybe I could be wrong, but I remember saying like MVPs don't lose in the first round. They're like losing 5 or
There's
some
like
shit.
a pretty strong movement to boycott that award show just so they change it.
It's stupid. Just wait for them to make more money.
Boycott it then.
Yeah, don't watch it. Wait till it's
You'll get
not-
the,
I
announced.
ES-
never
you'll
watch
get the
any of the
ESPN
award
update
shows.
to your phone.
I don't watch any of the award shows. All the sports do it
What?
now except baseball.
There was something that they aired. I forgot. What it was.
Gentleman's
It was
game.
so stupid.
Class.
I wish I remembered what it was. One of the leagues aired something so irrelevant, and it was new. It happened in the past few years. I can't remember.
The NBA selection All-Stars.
Was that what it was? It wasn't the draft.
We did it.
No, not
They
not
had
a
the
draft.
draft live.
But wasn't there another thing where they were just like announcing the players in it or something? Something dumb.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't remember, so I don't want to keep trying to think about it. But
Yep. So
they do a bunch of dumb shit for money that
Yeah.
nobody wants to watch.
Selection Sunday.
that's sick.
It's cool, but you can just like send it to my phone.
What
You're gonna
the
get it to your
All-Star
phone. You don't have
draft?
to watch it.
The
No,
March
March
Madness
Madness Selection Sunday.
bracket
Oh, I don't care about that.
selection.
I watch it
It's
every
just
year.
like it's like the number one team in the country, like sitting in their gym, like cheering when they get selected. It's like obviously you're going to the tournament, you fucking idiots.
They also have like the teams on the bubble that get hyped.
So there's teams just sitting there getting let down.
Every team gets together and watches Selection Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, good. So they can watch it. They can find out.
All right. Don't watch it.
I don't. I didn't even know it was a thing.
I
Honestly,
guess it's fine.
You didn't know
I
there was a selection
didn't know what
show?
Selection Sunday was. No,
Wow.
just don't care about March Madness at all.
Okay, so that's the Western Conference. We still have whatever the hell happened in Boston. And
We
Kawhi
need to
Leonard.
talk about that
No, we don't need to talk
The
about
massacre.
that. How long are we going to talk about Boston fucking up?
I think Kyrie needs to be held accountable for his actions.
Yeah, he played like shit. He ran his mouth and played like
Playoff
shit.
Kyrie. Big bad
Yeah,
playoff
no, he
Kyrie.
didn't
Watch
show
out.
up.
The playoffs are coming.
He didn't show up, and he ran his mouth like the moron he is, and didn't do anything.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
The Bucks look like the clear-cut favorite out of the East
Perfect for the Knicks.
as number 2 behind Durant.
No, that would be good. He needs someone to
They're not bringing in
keep
Kyrie
his ass
alone.
in check. Who? The Knicks?
Yeah.
You don't think so?
They can't bring Kyrie alone.
Oh no,
That would suck.
that would be absolutely
That'd be
terrible
Yeah.
with that
So-
young team.
So Sixers
Yikes.
Raptors. Great game. Really,
It's all about the finish.
it was competitive the whole
No,
game.
I know, but like that's where the real story's at.
I'm just saying though, like they were back and forth. The Raptors would go on a run.
It
Philly
looked like
would
the
come
Raptors
back.
had it like early. It was like, damn, they're kind of
Every time the
pulling
Raptors
away
would
from
pull
him,
it to like
but then
10-11,
they
the
would
Sixers would bring it back and take like a 1-point lead, and then Toronto
Yeah.
would grab it back. But really good game. Kawhi Leonard, man, 39 shots.
Yeah.
What do you have? 40 points.
41. Yeah,
It's weird.
it's
But-
that's when. I mean, it wasn't a great day for him, but he did
He had
the
to
one
shoot those
thing that
shots.
everybody cares about now.
I mean, he had to shoot those shots. He went off in the fourth quarter. He
Yeah,
was hitting
that's what-
threes. He was
How
getting
about-
to the foul line.
How about that? Him being that aggressive.
Listen,
He's just
man,
known as the most passive, not player, but just personality.
I
in
think
the
he
league.
listened to the memo and he heard what you guys had to say about him.
Well, when I called him a glorified role player.
Yeah.
He is.
I think he's and
No,
so
he's
hard.
unreal.
Him, Durant, and
He's
Giannis.
showing shades of Kobe.
Really.
That mid-range game.
Yeah, that mid-range game that he just was like, fuck it, I'm going to take 40 shots tonight and win the game.
He had to because the rest of the Raptors team, Siakam was literally a ghost on the court. He was
Ibaka.
terrified. Ibaka
Ibaka.
stepped up huge. Jesus Christ. Offensive rebounds.
Who else did
hitting
John Lucas
threes.
say?
Good Ibaka.
The role
Ibaka,
players?
That was Portland and Detroit.
Oh, yeah, that was the other game.
Oh, I don't even know their names. Seth Curry. Did he play well in
No.
game 7?
He
No.
had 0 points.
I saw like a quote from the Curry's parents, like, oh, like we flip a coin for who we're gonna root for. It's like
Can't you just not root for either of them?
you root for Steph, you idiots.
Don't they just like him more?
No, come on.
I would root for Seth.
I would just be like, whoever wins, good job.
You still wouldn't have one shit compared to Steph.
It wouldn't matter.
He's
He
just like
wouldn't
the
be the
uglier,
reason.
worse at
Like
basketball.
you what? Like, I
little
guess
brother.
if you want Steph to go because he's more prominent on the team, so you can be like, yeah, you did it. But Seth, it's like, you're not the guy.
No,
don't
you
wanna see
want
the
you want him to have
Trailblazers.
4 rings.
But you
Steph.
want your other son to have a ring also. Just have a ring. He said that he won.
You should just go to the Warriors.
Their dad is an NBA player. He clearly like
Probably
trained
wants
Steph
Seth.
more. He was just
Seth
like,
probably wants Steph
go
to
kick
win.
rocks.
You think Seth is leaking the information to Steph?
What about the
Sabotage
the
the-
Gasol showdown in the East?
Pau Gasol is out for
Yeah, he's out.
the whole season, so that's sad.
Oh wow, I didn't even
Ibaka.
think about that.
Ibaka really stepped up though.
Yeah,
He was
you saw Marc Gasol
hitting
going up to
fire
Embiid.
3-pointers. Yeah, that was nice. Ibaka did too.
People are crying about Embiid, right? Well, he was crying. People were like, "Oh man, doesn't cry."
I saw a lot of people supporting him.
Embiid was
It
crying.
was both ways. He was
Bad. You gotta
hysterically
see the
crying.
clips.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
he's
bad,
allowed to cry.
especially the way that game ended. Like, he
Yeah.
was guarding
No,
Kawhi.
it means he cares about the game. What does it matter?
No, it was crazy.
What is he worse at basketball because he cried?
I liked it because people are always like, "Oh, NBA players, all they care about is money," and that just
Mhm.
proves he cares about winning.
Yeah, he really wanted that.
We know why they do that.
Yeah,
What?
but that's besides the point.
But yeah, his
You think he was faking it?
No,
No,
drop it.
nothing. But
Listen, Embiid though, the end of that game, god damn it, man, post the fuck up. He's
What did he do?
standing
He
at the
took-
3-point line, like 25 feet from the basket. They had 3 straight possessions with like 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. They got a shot clock violation, a terrible shot that as the shot clock expired, and then a turnover with 1 second left.
All I'll say
Three
is
straight possessions, no points.
It's
That's
hard
why they
to
lost.
it's hard to get in the paint against a good defensive team when you have a player who's non-existent outside of the paint.
That's true.
Embiid couldn't go to the paint because
They would
Simmons
just
can't
double
score.
him and not worry about Ben Simmons.
That's not true.
In that final moments of the game, they would just go at him.
That's
and
how
not,
spacing works.
If
Yeah.
Simmons was open, he would just drive and score. They can't leave him unguarded.
You'd see what they do.
No, Embiid.
Where they just leave him open at
It's-
3-point line.
It's easier to guard the drive from like farther back.
No, Embiid should have been posting up in the fucking paint.
Who's
He
in
should
the
not
paint?
be standing at the 3-point line.
It's
That's
really,
also
it's
on
really
Brett
hard
Brown,
to
isn't
work
it?
the post up game and like late in games in the playoffs.
Mhm. And
you
isn't
don't
that
get
Put
also
your back
get-
to the
you don't get
basket.
foul
Back somebody
calls?
down.
He's not also on the
He
coach?
was getting foul calls when he drove to the basket. He's
I didn't
got
watch.
and
I
ones.
didn't watch the end.
He just needs to back Gasol down. And
Isn't that on
force
the
something
coach,
to
you think?
happen. I think it's partially on the coach. Those 3 possessions were really, really fucking bad. That's why they lost.
They were tied, right? And then he just hit a game winner.
But they had 3 straight possessions with turnovers, 3 in a row.
And that's when they were still down 2.
It was like back and forth a little. They scored after that a little bit, but like those 3 possessions really cost them the game.
Is it true that the coach is on the hot seat?
Yeah,
He was after last season, no?
yeah.
Or like people were saying that he.
He botched last
How
year.
long until they would fire him?
He kind of like won over a lot of people this postseason, and the way that the team played this year. I think they should give him another shot. You know, most of this team was assembled late in the season, Philadelphia. So give them a full offseason, a full year to come in and see
they
how
bring
next year
everyone
goes.
back.
Yeah, I think they got to bring back Butler and see where you go from there. But I can understand Brett Brown getting fired or getting another year to prove himself. Maybe the team needs a new voice. They like a lot of the time, like we've said, they get a little complacent. They think that they're hot shit.
Yeah.
Maybe they need another voice, but
Well, now they shouldn't think they're hot shit.
So
Hope that-
hard to find
I mean, look,
good NBA head coaches.
that's true too. And are you gonna say that Brett Brown needs to be fired because that shot went in? What if he
Yeah.
missed that shot and they won in OT? Then he's good.
Yeah, and who do you hire?
Like-
And it's just I mean, I don't know much about coaching candidates, but
Like he got
it's just
them-
risky, you know.
got them right.
He-
I mean,
yeah,
look-
and I mean,
looking at the group of coaches the Lakers were picking from,
yeah.
there's probably not that many very talented coaches.
So a
out
lot
there.
of people saying they wanted to wait to see if the Sixers fired Brett Brown and hire him over any of the remaining candidates.
Yeah,
They didn't do that.
maybe.
I know,
maybe they know
but that's what
something we don't.
like fans wanted.
Oh,
I'm not saying they're the smartest, but
yeah.
I saw
So
people
now
saying
we're left with Milwaukee and Toronto.
what people probably thought before the Sixers traded for Butler and Harris.
Yeah,
It was probably everyone's pretty much locked with this.
Kawhi versus
ECF.
Giannis.
That's a big matchup. We'll see what Giannis has got.
They're
He's
both-
definitely been proved. They've
Defensively?
both been really, yeah, just like going against a guy who's been there before. You know, champion, Finals MVP.
They're both just gonna need their role players to step
Yep.
up. That'll be
Yep.
the deciding factor. They're both gonna do their thing.
For sure, it's gonna be cool to watch. It's cool because it's like you're saying. It's like this teams are just set up the same way. It's the one star and then a bunch of other just
Bunch of
role
role
players. It's not Steph, Clay, KD, and Draymond versus Lillard and McCollum. Like it's like a nice even matchup. Be cool. I'm
I
excited.
don't
for
know.
that one.
I think I'm pulling for Toronto. I don't know who I think will win.
I'm like indifferent on that one, honestly.
Yeah, I just want to see a good series.
Yeah. Bucks. So Kawhi leaves.
that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
think
I wanna
I'm pulling
see-
I want Kawhi to leave too because Toronto's a whack team.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I also want him to ball out and like lead them to the finals.
Take it to 7. Lose on a game. Win it.
By Middleton.
Just like what just happened. Yeah. By Middleton.
It's
I
also
would
cool
say-
if like Giannis wins and it's like he's officially arrived. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want him
If
to.
he
I
takes
I
down the
want Toronto.
Warriors.
I think
Yeah. But you just said it'd
If he
be cool
takes
if it
down the
was Giannis.
Warriors?
it's
If
both.
the Bucks
both are
beat the
cool.
Warriors, that would be some nuts.
What do you
shit.
think is? You think it's cooler if Kawhi gets there?
Yeah, I need a
I-
computer charger.
I want Kawhi, but I think it's good for the league if Giannis gets there.
Kawhi redeeming himself from getting Zaza Pachulia against the Warriors.
Oh.
See what he can do to them in a full series.
Especially if Durant's out.
So you think they're lying about that? Think they're lying about the severity?
I'd say it's pretty serious.
It's definitely serious. I don't know if it's a torn Achilles.
No, they wouldn't lie about it
No,
if it was
they
a
wouldn't
torn
lie about
Achilles.
that.
They would say it was torn. They could be lying about the severity of the strain, though.
He's being reevaluated
they
when?
want.
Thursday.
Reevaluated.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean like.
That's usually like bad.
So who do we got?
I think I'm gonna go Toronto in 7.
Bucks in 7.
Toronto in 4. No. Toronto in 6.
Oh my God, yo! Don't breathe in.
Oh my Jesus.
Oh my God, yo.
Why must you do this during the show when we're supposed to be performing at a high level?
It's good content.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
What, you guys aren't capable of like breathing through your mouth?
Yeah, we want to taste it.
You're gonna act like my fart has a taste.
You
Can
never
you
know with
taste
you.
them?
No, you can't.
With what
taste
came out of you
farts.
before,
What
I
do
wouldn't
I
be
know?
surprised if there's a village of hermits living in there.
Toronto in 7.
So everyone's in 7 now. Yeah. So you guys said the other one in 5
Yeah.
or 6 or less. Yeah.
Ooh, they'd have to win away in like game 7.
Toronto. You want it to be home.
Milwaukee's
I trust
tough
Kawhi
place to play.
over Giannis in a one-game situation. I
Yeah?
think. He's got a jump
They've
shot.
had the they've had the tougher road. When you
Giannis
catch
has
the
been
Magic
hitting
in the first
jumpers
round.
That
this
is
whole
true.
playoffs.
He does have a pretty good shot now, Giannis. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, he's been banging threes. They're usually pretty open. Like he's not just pulling up.
Yeah, they leave him open. 'cause
He'll
they're dumb.
but you can tell he'll probably get like pretty good at them.
Yeah.
He's not an idiot.
How many years has he been in the league?
Like 6.
6, yeah.
Okay.
He's still only like
Now
2.
he's starting to get good at jump shots. Okay.
He could still decently.
But Simmons' career's over.
He literally can't do it.
What did
What,
Giannis
didn't
do
he
his
not
first
have-
2 years? Average 7 points.
He was more raw. He was the 13th or 15th overall pick. He
didn't
wasn't
have
the first overall
didn't have
pick
a
in the
big
draft.
Doesn't
attitude
matter.
like Ben Simmons.
He didn't act like he already had a shot.
Simmons knows more than any player in the league that he can't shoot. He
No,
does not try.
He thinks he has one.
No, you see players taking shots.
see him
Rondo
posting
putting
on
up,
Instagram.
What, eight threes in that first half of the first
First
quarter.
quarter.
The first half of the
It was
first
the
quarter.
worst thing I've ever seen with my eyes.
Some players can't shoot and they jack them up. Simmons will never take a 3.
Rondo is just a salty herb who, when shit starts going wrong, he just does whatever he wants.
Misbehaves.
That
like
might have been
that.
the worst.
We were here. We were watching up in Alex's room. That was so
Were we
bad.
about to go out, and then you watched the
Disbelief.
rest of the game?
I
at the
think I went
bar?
home after seeing that.
Oh yeah, you were at the bar with like Oren and Alfie for an hour.
Oh yeah,
that the
I
same
walked
game?
in and you were just standing there
Can we
alone
not talk
watching the game.
We cannot talk about this season. I don't want to hear about them again until
Rondo.
the summer, when
What team's he gonna ruin next year?
he should not be on a team anymore. Should retire. No team's gonna sign him that's serious about winning,
That's why the Lakers signed him last year.
because Magic Johnson is an idiot, and I called it, and everyone roasted me.
How do you know the players that play the season and then become analysts for the postseason?
Didn't no
Like
no I don't know.
Rondo
Yes.
was one.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. There are players that guest feature in the show.
Do they just go like apply to like be
They're
an
probably
analyst?
asked.
Their agent
Their
probably
agent,
just sets
yeah.
it up, and then they're like, all right.
The TV shows
LeBron
just,
should do
like,
it.
Yeah,
Didn't he say he
Rondo,
would do it?
sure.
Yeah,
Said
but
he
he's
might
a
stop by.
lying tease.
There's the playoffs is only half over.
Did you see him tweet
true.
like
Whoa.
fuck all that
Nah.
analytic shit?
Yeah, he was like,
Round-wise,
if that's your
right.
shot,
way
you
less
take that every
games.
time. He's right.
But now is when
He
he,
might
would
do the
stop
finals.
by.
That'd be sick if he did the finals.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's wrong. It's just
No, I
funny.
know, but like
Everything
people,
he says is funny because it's
people would say Kawhi missed that shot. They'd be like, why is he shooting a long range two? It's the most inefficient shot. But in that moment, it doesn't matter Like, you still have a higher percentage to make that shot. It's just over the course of a game, they say it's smarter to shoot a 3 because of the small difference.
It was also a tie game, so
That's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
matter.
But people will be like,
I
if
don't
he
think
missed.
that's true.
What?
Wait.
Would people be
The
saying
percentage is lower, so anytime you take
No.
that shot, you
No,
have
the
that
percentage
to
is-
hit it.
The percentage of hitting the 2 is higher than hitting the 3. But it's such a small, not that big of a difference that
You're
they
talking
say you
about-
should take the 3 over taking the 2. That's why they say mid-range jumpers are the most inefficient shot.
Mid-range shot is different than a.
Yeah.
What
Every
I'm
single
saying is,
shot
if he
different.
missed that shot, people would complain about the inefficiency of mid-rangers. But that's what LeBron was saying, that if that's your shot, you take that shot. It doesn't matter.
You think people would be saying he should have taken a 3 if he missed that shot?
You never know
They
with
would-
these nerds.
Nobody would have said
Very
nobody
good.
would have said the
These
inefficiency of taking a 2
analytic
there.
I hate all this advanced shit that comes out. It's so annoying.
I don't really like it much in basketball.
It's like you can you can watch and some of
That's
the
all
shit.
Houston is analytics.
Yeah, they just shoot mad threes and drive to the basket and don't do anything else
It's-
ever. Never adjust on the fly, and they just say, "We'll keep doing
They-
it," and
they
miss
underwhelm
27 in
every
a row.
The fact that the
And-
human element isn't involved in analytics completely devalues the stats, in my opinion.
Yes.
the
Don't get
thing
me
is-
started with
And
baseball.
I always say this.
Terrible.
It's not like it shouldn't be used as the end all be all. Like it should be used in conjunction to form a
Yeah,
fully
it's a
formed
guide.
opinion.
You can
Not
like
a
use
law.
it if as a guide and do well, but you'll never really get over the top if you're not able to look past it and improvise on your own and just
Yeah.
take
That's
into
why the-
account that like it's not the Bible.
That's why the Red Sox won the World Series and the Yankees didn't.
I think statistically over like the long term they'll make you good, but then when it comes down to like a single game situation, you have to adjust.
That's what I'm saying.
You
Like
to
you'll have
instincts.
like almost sustained success, but you'll never be able to get over the
Like
top.
the Yankees
when
just
you
swing for the fences every time, and then in the playoffs it doesn't work when there's a great pitcher. Or the Rockets just jack up
The-
threes and then
everyone-
they're good, and then they'll lose late in the game in the playoffs.
Everyone's been
Just
saying
miss a
all
couple,
year,
yeah.
anytime like the Rockets won an annoying close game where they're being herbs and complaining, everyone's like, yeah, wait till the playoffs when their game doesn't work anymore and they lose anyway. Happens every year.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till he doesn't get those foul calls. Wait till they don't get those easy threes. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just, I took that nerds from Don LaGreca. Shout out Michael K. Show. Good guy. He hates them,
He
right?
hates them, yeah.
Hates the analytics.
They're definitely valuable, but you just have to know
Yeah.
how to use them.
I mean, I know you guys in baseball. It's like really prominent, right?
It's a
So
joke.
annoying.
Ruining the game.
It's a joke.
Nerds. Stand by it. But yeah, and really, it's really all you could have asked for, especially in the Eastern Conference out of the second round.
Playoffs have been pretty good without LeBron.
This round was good.
Yeah,
First round sucked. The last thing I have to say about the Sixers is they have a lot to work on in the offseason. Simmons with his jump shot. But most importantly, and I'm going to hit this again, that's why I'm not passing it to you.
I figured.
What?
I figured.
Most importantly, Joel Embiid needs to get his ass into shape. We clearly can tell that his mentality-wise, he wants to be great, crying on the court. Stop eating cheeseburgers before the game. Take care of your body. When you're carrying a weak knee, you can't have that
Yeah,
extra weight.
you
need
really
got
gotta keep your body in great shape.
You think he's just fat right now?
He
No,
looks
he's not.
way out of shape. He was completely gassed in the fourth quarter.
He's not
Hands on
fat.
his knees the
Upper
whole
respiratory
time.
infection?
That's part of it. He looked out of shape.
Well,
He's not fat, but
It's hard to be in shape when you have an upper respiratory
He
infection.
has stomach illness too.
He just got fat in a week.
He's not fat. He's always looks like that. He's a thick
he had a
man.
stomach illness.
Yeah, didn't he have the?
He had the runs.
He had the runs.
Bad food.
Yeah, 'cause he probably has a shit diet.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot came out this series about his poor eating habits, and that can't happen.
You know a
take
lot
a
about
page
poor
from
eating
Tom
habits,
Brady.
don't you?
Yeah, I'm not a fucking good athlete anymore. You got to take out of Tom
Chad
Brady's playbook.
Johnson eats McDonald's like every day, and his
Probably
body's
works
unbelievable.
Probably works out way harder.
Okay, so the
than
problem
Embiid.
is Embiid isn't working hard enough.
Right, so you can't eat like that
Yes,
and
you
not work
can.
out.
If
just
you're
have
a
to take
professional athlete, you can eat a hamburger often.
He was
Take
eating
care
it
of
before the
yourself.
game. Like, that can't be good for your performance.
No, there's no
Doesn't
way.
matter.
No, there's no way LeBron was ever eating burgers like that.
No, it's
mid-season.
I'm saying take care of your
Compare him
body.
to LeBron.
Take care of your body in
Just saying,
general.
like, that's a
LeBron
guy who-
doesn't eat
he
hamburgers.
barely got hurt, and we know that he has a strict diet.
The
Same thing with
greats
Tom
all
Brady.
do that.
No one's
Yeah.
saying he doesn't
That
eat
isn't-
hamburgers.
all the greats eat.
He's not getting stretched
They're
out.
physical
He's
specimens.
not getting stretched out before a game eating a cheeseburger on the sideline.
I don't think that affected his game at all.
How did he play-
Combination of
how did he
the-
play
the
that day?
diet
It just
and
reveals clearly his lifestyle choices are not.
undisciplined.
When you grow up in Africa, I'm sure you want to get your hands on all the nice McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Well, you can do
He's
that in
been
the off
eating it
season.
for years.
Should eat healthy during the season. I hear a lot of players talk about it.
He should have a nutritionist. And
Yeah.
he should take care of his body. He could be in way better shape. 100%. He looks too thick.
Same with,
Especially because he's injury prone.
yeah.
Especially with the weak knees. You got to take care of yourself.
I really, if that's gonna bother him every year, what's the point of him?
Yeah, but people
He's
said that
already
about
creating
Curry and
a
his
legacy.
ankles early on.
But he's
What?
not
And he
carrying
figured
around
it
that
out.
weight.
All
He's
right.
not 7'2".
I just think there's probably very
Or
good
however, what is he,
players who
7
don't
foot?
follow
Whatever,
that.
that's all he is.
Don't follow like nutrition.
If you want to
Like,
take it to that, they don't follow
No,
nutrition.
I'm probably wrong.
If you want to take it to the next level,
They're probably
which
not eating like a perfectly healthy meal every time they eat, though.
I
but
mean,
they take care of themselves, and Embiid clearly is a
I
little
think we're just
reckless
saying
with
like
his routines.
if they want to get over the hump.
all right,
then,
all
like,
right,
he should-
all right, all right. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Something wrong that you want to talk
I'm
about?
kidding. We can still talk about it. I'll take the L on it.
The bottom line is he
Alex
has
is
this
yelling at
he
us.
has this insane potential to be an all-time great big man.
Yeah.
He's got to act like he's got to put it together on
Because he ate
the
a
court.
cheeseburger?
Just eating healthy is tough, man.
Trust me, I
Every-
know it's tough. If I had-
Everywhere I go, like anytime I go out to eat, I try to say I'm like eating healthy during the week, and we go out to eat, and I'm like, I'll have the fettuccine alfredo.
You
With
try
all
to.
the
You're looking at the
cheese?
menu and you're trying to convince yourself like why
Yeah.
you are allowed to get it.
Yeah, it's like my mom's paying for it. Like, why wouldn't I? Why,
got to enjoy. I'm out. I'm going to enjoy myself.
I love food.
The soup dumplings.
I would love to know everyone's like inner dialogue while they're ordering. Just like, yeah, but I ate that.
You don't
pasta
want to know
yesterday.
mine. It's terrible. I'm just convince myself every single day.
What is your usual go-to? Like, what do you when you go to a restaurant that's not specific towards anything? What are you like looking for
Towards
usually?
anything. All right, that changes things. I think.
Or like, I guess if
Well,
we
every
can talk
restaurant
about
is something.
you can talk about both, like which kind of food you like the most,
I
but
feel
like
like-
also there's types of food that are across all cultures.
I feel like
pastas and
nachos
soups.
are pretty universally good.
Yeah,
I've
I mean,
never seen you order
Curveball.
nachos.
Oh well, I'm like a healthy eater, but like
yeah, you were stuffing soup dumplings and rice down your mouth
God.
this weekend.
These
Alex's
kids are
vices nachos.
I feel like if you're going to a random restaurant, it's probably a safe bet to get the nachos. They're not hard to make.
They're not that universally served, I don't think.
No, I don't.
At
think
like
I don't
an
think-
American place, they
I honestly
definitely have
think
nachos.
they were discontinued in the United States at every
Some
restaurant.
chos with the fucking the cheeses and the jalapenos.
No, I
and
love it.
shit.
I love
Olives
it. And
on
if
there?
you got the meat,
Yeah, some olives on there.
some meat in there. You
Yeah.
like when there's meat.
Dad, listen, I've never seen you eat
All right,
that.
why don't you
Yeah.
why don't you guys go out on a ledge and so we can fucking tear you up?
Give me a bloomin'
I'm
onion.
not a psycho,
Fucking
man.
chicken parm at the diner over here.
Chicken
no
parm
one's
at a
blowing you
diner.
up.
I'll eat chicken
Don't
parm.
What's
at
wrong
any
with
diner.
nachos?
I love
not start
nachos.
this.
What, chicken parm at the diner?
Should be outlawed,
It
legitimately
should.
outlawed.
There's nothing wrong with eating a chicken. If you feel like having a chicken parm, eat it at the diner.
Don't go to the diner if you feel like having a chicken parm.
Fair, but if you're there with people who wanted to go to a diner, if everybody wants
No,
something different,
suck
they
it
have a
up
little
and get eggs, yo.
I don't want eggs. Maybe I had eggs for breakfast. Maybe I wanted a chicken parm. I was outvoted.
get
and
a
I
Okay, then
wanted-
burger.
it'll just be bad.
No, it'll be fun.
Get a burger.
Yeah,
If-
you have to get a burger.
Burgers are great from diners. Don't get me wrong.
That's what you should get.
What if you want?
Shouldn't
chicken
get
parm?
anything with tomato sauce.
They literally go in the back, cut off a pigeon's head, and say, "Here's a chicken parm."
disgusting.
Yeah,
You know,
yo,
it's
it's literally
the
it's
sauce
like
that's
that.
Anybody
disgusting.
has anybody eaten a chicken parm from a diner?
Yes.
No,
like
because
Play-Doh.
I'm literally normal.
You have?
I took a bite of yours. It was terrible.
That one doesn't count.
Was
Yes,
it the
it
sauce?
does,
Why not?
yo.
It was literally the
Yo.
one time you got a chicken parm at the diner,
You guys
and everyone
know that
listening,
doesn't
it was
count.
actually a foot with cheese, and it was this big.
It was disgusting.
this big, and it probably tasted like Play-Doh, right?
It was
Yeah.
It was-
gray.
it was
the
like
color
a-
of it was gray.
Okay, can we get some backstory here? Jesus Christ. We've been talking about this for a long time.
Years.
Whether or not you can get chicken parm at a diner. I've always been on the side of if you want it, you can go fucking get it.
You can get it.
I
So we're at
Classic me. I flip flopped. At first, I said you can get it, but then you proved it wrong.
No. That came with an asterisk. Yeah,
Why?
we're up in the Poconos
Oh my
at a
God.
diner. I was like, all right, fuck it. Like we'll see. I'm finally gonna put this to the test because
you
nobody
tried
else
to
had
you
the
tried
balls
to
to
prove
try
the
it.
concept, and you
Nope.
failed.
Some
Richard, I
fucking
got it.
hole in a wall diner in Bumblefuck Poconos is not a
how do
representation
you
of a
how do
real
you not
diner.
know that's not a famous diner over there that
you
everyone
know
loves?
it's not a thing.
Rich, we gotta pull this up
Oh,
on
I
the
got
audience.
it. I got a
What,
good
this
sandwich
The
there.
picture.
The picture.
You have
Okay,
a picture?
I'm gonna send
Oh,
it.
so
it
yes,
was like
send
a
to
it was
me.
like a hot dog bun with a chicken finger and a slice of American cheese on it. Okay, it was a terrible representation of it. I ate it. Listen, I'm not going to tell you it was good. Okay, it was pretty bad. I give it a 4 out of 10.
All right.
Tell you what,
Four,
so
that was the
far,
I
one
believe I
knew
got a
was.
Reuben or something of the sort, and it was very good. So
That
far
was a not. And I knew going in it was a bad representation of the argument, but I wanted to take a try.
So
that
the
was-
one
if
time
the
we
other
actually get to
things-
test it out, you decide that it's a bad
do it again.
representation.
if the
I
other
didn't know
thing,
it was.
if the other things
Why?
at the diner were good, why is that a bad representation? Because it's in
Just why
Pennsylvania.
get that ever? There's so many better options.
If you want, if
Just
you
go to an
feel like
Italian
eating it,
They
place.
aren't
on
making,
South
like-
I
Front.
couldn't go to an Italian restaurant there at that
I'm
time.
not saying that, but you could have gotten eggs or anything from
Well, at that
there.
point, that was to settle
You're
this
in
argument.
Pennsylvania
Yeah,
in
it's
a
settled.
It was
diner.
not
It's
settled.
bad.
It's settled with an asterisk because it was literally fucking in the middle of nowhere. Of course, they're gonna have
All right.
bad food
We'll
in
go to
general.
the diners around here. We'll
Sherwood
see.
Diner, Lynbrook Diner, one of these places
it'll
around
be-
here. It'll be better.
It'll be okay, maybe, but you just don't get it from there. You just get something else.
Gross,
how
unsanitary.
much
There's so many
better-
Italian restaurants.
How much
That's
care you
not the
think they're
point, dude.
how much you think they're taking care of that sauce?
They're not taking care of any meal at a diner.
Yeah, the sauce is gonna be so bad.
Who knows
And
what
if you
it's gonna
get
be like.
pasta, it'll be mushy.
Yeah,
Pasta,
don't
I've
Especially
never
with tomato-
considered
with
getting pasta at a diner.
even the pasta at like
I
Italian
used to get
restaurants.
spaghetti.
No, they make it al dente.
No, it's kind of mushy a lot
Depends
of the
on the
times.
place, obviously.
Like marinara's pasta is mushy.
You guys got in
not
the win
bash on
column
local
with the chicken parm, but the
establishments.
battle is not over.
All right, we'll see. We'll go.
We'll have a chicken
Go to
parm from a Sherwood
5
diner.
different diners
Okay.
in the 5 towns, and we're gonna film you eating chicken parm at every single one and
Okay.
see what you say.
We
And we
a
all
lot.
have to
shouldn't
try
make
it.
that promise because
So you fucking
probably
eat it.
won't happen.
You can have one. We can
I don't
split
eat
it.
chicken.
Okay. So then you're a bad example to begin with.
I've eaten chicken in the past.
Okay. Well, there's 2 other people here that can try it.
I will
Okay.
try it.
Alex will be honest, so will Richard.
I'll be honest.
If it's good, it's good. If it's not,
But
kick your
it's
ass.
not even the point. You just don't get it from there.
If it's good, you get it.
It's just like yikes.
It's on the menu.
It's
It
just
makes
like,
me question your character.
it's
if you get it.
classless. It's barely
Would
classless.
I want to hang out with someone who does that?
Am I sitting at a diner at 3 a.m. to have class? Is that
That's
what
not-
we're there for?
No, it's just like
After a weekend of
just, like,
debauchery in the
socially
Poconos, we have to
unacceptable.
sit there with fucking class.
it's just unacceptable to order it. It makes you weird.
I don't like judging people's eating habits. Eat what the
Yeah.
fuck you want to eat. Get out of here with your elitist views. of
Overstep
eating.
there.
Okay.
Definitely should take a step back off camera.
Eat what you want. You don't think it's good, fine, but I'm gonna try it. I'll be the judge.
I mean, if you're going out to eat, you should want to have the optimal eating experience, and you should
Doesn't make
know
any
that getting the
sense.
chicken parm is not going
It's
to give you the
careless
best
to
meal
do.
at
Try
the
new
diner.
things. Maybe what I really like chicken parm sandwiches. I do.
Okay, yeah, a lot of people like chicken parm
So if we're at a
sandwiches.
diner because we didn't decide to go to fucking
La Rosa Melosa.
yeah, sorry, like we didn't get to go to a nice Italian restaurant. I still want a chicken parm.
It's
So you
How much-
don't want to eat what you probably know will be better at the diner, something they would make better that would
I've had a
taste
burger
better.
300 times at a diner. It's an
Okay,
extensive
so
menu.
you would
Take
rather
advantage
get
of it.
something worse at the diner?
Oh,
Just-
how do I
Wait
know
a
if
couple
it's
of days
worse?
and get the chicken parm at another place. Suck it up and get it burger or eggs or pancakes.
Okay, I'm gonna go down have a meal. I sit down. I have to suck it up today. If I can't have what I want, let me just suck it up. Let me order a burger. I guess I don't have a choice.
I just
You
want
would enjoy it more.
you would just enjoy the
Maybe.
better made food.
How much better can a fucking chicken parm hero from like any
They
regular
probably
pizza
use like
place?
random
Much better.
Chef Boyardee canned sauce or some.
Okay.
They don't make their own sauce. Italian
know
restaurants,
that.
they make the
They
sauce.
don't make their own sauce, dude.
They no. Okay.
Not enough people order it that they're making it. There's probably just canned sauce.
Oh,
I mean, it
so
won't-
you're saying it's prepared to order.
fresh.
What?
No, that one in the Poconos was not fresh. That was frozen as fuck. That was
What was frozen about it?
The meat.
they served it frozen. It came in fucking plastic wrap and they
Remember you got
microwaved it.
frozen McDonald's?
Oh my god, dude, what
You
was
got
that?
you got a like
The crispy chicken.
crispy chicken wrap,
yeah.
Me and-
icy.
It was on. It was a
Me and
slushy.
Bill at McDonald's today. I cannot believe how good Big Macs are.
Oh my god.
They're
yeah.
so much better than Whoppers. I don't care what anyone says.
Whoppers are dry.
Big Macs are kind of overrated too,
They're
though.
better than Whoppers.
Yes.
It's why does it have to have the bread in the middle? They should just
Make it patties.
Yeah,
I
make
don't
up for it
love
with
the
meat.
middle bread either.
Just, like,
It's
make
not
it more
enough for me
meat
to
instead.
really like it more or less. It's just there.
I like Big Macs, but like
They're also a
I
little
prefer
small.
like McDoubles.
Yeah. I'm just talking about since it's obviously Big
They are
Mac versus
small.
the Whopper, the signature sandwich of each place.
I
I like
don't
Big
remember
Macs
the
more.
last time
Big
I
Macs,
had a
they
Whopper.
can make them a little bigger.
They could do that.
They're
Just be a
small.
little wider.
They do fall apart a lot.
Yeah, but you know how you have to eat them. You got to just like shove them.
I literally inhaled it,
Yeah,
but I chewed a lot, so I didn't choke.
like
Like
Volani.
Volani. But
Choked?
yeah.
Big time.
No.
We'll let him tell you the
weren't
story.
there, but
Was it scary?
well, we weren't there, but he appeared to be scared.
What happened?
Volani.
Volani, you want to
Volani
tell a
choked, too.
story about your near death?
Oh fuck yeah! Yesterday,
Yeah, take horns so you can tell the story.
yesterday I was having a brunch with my family, and I got the filet mignon, and so I took a big chomp out of it, and it was a big chomp, and I was like, and you know when it gets stuck in your chest, so I'm like, okay, let me like drink some water, like wash it down. The water didn't wash it down. It was like stuck, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm choking." And I keep trying to like hit it the fuck. No, it's like funny at this point. And
He's
then
alive.
yeah, I'm like standing here, but it was like ugly, and I was like choking. I'm like, "Oh fuck, if I'm not helped, I'm gonna die right now." So and I need like the Heimlich,
Really?
dead fucking ass. And I was like yakking, yeah, dude. I like yacked. It was awful. It
You
was,
caused the scene.
caused a big time scene.
Wow.
Wait, who gave you the Heimlich?
My uncle Keys, shout out. He's a boss.
Wow.
Did he save
Big
your
time
life?
boss.
I got it like in a better position, but like it didn't like have like a boing, like out my mouth like in the movies.
Like Mr. Deeds.
No, I didn't get that lich. It was so much dirtier and worse.
It wasn't like
this-
Saving Michael.
No, it was way.
Oh my god.
It
you
was
fucking
way
saved me.
grosser.
Now, were you what's it called?
Asphyxiated?
Asphyxiating? Like you couldn't breathe, or was it stuck in your esophagus?
I don't know, kind of asphyxiating. I think I got like an arousal for like death. Like I have to like start jumping out of airplanes, and I'm
Need
like
that
I'm gonna be like one of those
experience.
thrill seekers. I think because I was like this close to death, and now I gotta like start like running like dodging cars on the highway.
I wouldn't recommend that.
You know, like what's that Twilight movie? There, she's like running off of cliffs because she sees the
Chasing
wolf.
Dawn.
Is that one?
I don't know.
Is that
what I
even
just
one
said.
of the
Alex wrote
movies?
them, so he might know.
Yeah,
I did
Alex
read-
was
I
really.
read
Oh,
into
you
that.
did read
Everyone.
them, right?
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I never read.
That
them.
happens to me a lot.
But
choke
he was
and need the Heimlich
choking,
move-
I think.
Heimlich
Like he
maneuver?
couldn't breathe. It's not the same thing as what you have.
Have you ever had the
I can't
Heimlich done
breathe.
on you?
No, I just pound water until I throw up. And
But
it
you
all
could
comes
probably
out.
breathe through your nose.
Matches.
I don't know. I feel like I can't breathe when that happens, because I get really scared.
I've definitely.
It happened to me earlier today to a lesser degree. Nowadays, though, when it happens, I can always get it down because I've been taking medication.
Classic Matt. I choke too. Just today.
I was feeling a little bit of that when I was saying it. It's like stealing his thunder, but I can relate to it for sure.
That'll be a good episode.
Well, didn't
title.
what happened to your
You're not
dining hall,
choking.
right? It just
The dining hall was so bad.
Hard
dude.
and joking.
Interesting.
I sit down at the dining room by myself at the dining hall. Like what's the guy?
What'd you get that day?
Super bad.
Oh, Glansberg.
McLovin?
Steven
Glansberg.
Yeah, so I'm Steven Glansberging in the dining hall. Just eat like a piece of chicken and it gets stuck in my throat, and I'm like the same thing, Vladdy. I'm pounding water and it's just building up in my throat, and I start
Just drowning.
This is the first time that this happened to me, so I'm drowning in the dining hall, and I'm panicking, and I get up to like walk to the bathroom because I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to throw up. It's not coming down. I leave all my shit at the table, just run to the bathroom. It's down a set of stairs, and I can't make it to the bathroom, so I just yak on the staircase. It's really mostly just straight water. And there's a kid at the bottom of the staircase. He turns up and looks at me, and I'm just like fighting back yak, and I'm just no, go. I'm good, like brushing him off, and he turns around and walks away. And then I run to the bathroom and throw up like even more. And then I walk of shame back to my table, just grab my shit and leave, all the food on the table. Didn't eat anything.
You said you were eating chicken?
Chicken, big old piece of grilled chicken.
Sounds like God warning you not to get chicken parm
That
at a
happens-
diner.
that happens
That
to
would
Coop.
never happen to me at Sherwood.
Coop had this.
Oh
Ooh,
my god! I
chicken
don't.
bone in your throat sideways, like in the cartoons. Was it like here? Like, yeah.
I was literally in the car with my mom, hysterically crying, and I was like, "I'm not gonna make it."
What are you just down? Are you just downing chicken wings in the car?
Oh, no, here, check this out. I was eating really fast, and
Get on the mic.
Yeah, you got to say it on the mic.
all right. Where am I taking?
Everyone's having their death stories.
Okay. All right, guys. Yeah. So I was eating chicken in my kitchen, and I do that all the time. I eat really fucking fast, and like I choke on shit all the time. It's like really one of my favorite things to do, and I couldn't swallow, and I was like, oh, just a typical swallow as much water as I can, and I ran to the bathroom and I threw up blood. Wow. And I was like, okay.
How old
So-
were you here?
I think it was middle school. What do you remember?
So you were
I
in
went
the
to-
car or in your house?
I was in my house just downing chicken.
So why'd you say you were in the car?
Because I just like jumped the gun. I didn't know I was gonna tell the story. So then I went to the hospital because there was a lot of blood coming out of me.
Okay.
Oh my
And,
goodness.
Yeah, I was just in the car with my mom crying, and she's like, "You're gonna be fine." And I was like, I thought I was gonna die because I couldn't fucking like swallow. And I went to the hospital. I was in a waiting room with just bone in my throat.
It was still in there after
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
Did
and
they do anything about it, or
No. I'm,
no, or like
this-
did it
this-
eventually like just unlodge?
Well, what happened was I went into like a room and I watched The Longest Yard, and I was watching it, and the doctor comes in, and I was like, "What do I do?" Well, and my mom said, I didn't say it, and she was like, "It'll come out. Just here's a bag," and she left, and I just was throwing up for hours, and then all of a sudden this like huge green bloody mess of a bone just like in the movie, just Clark. It just came out.
How old were you?
I was in middle school. I don't remember.
Wow.
You didn't know how to eat by then?
Huh? What happened?
You didn't know how to eat by that age?
I was figuring it out. It was just like a lot of it was trial and error. I was trying to figure it out. How many bites? How much
That's
bone
really
can I
scary.
swallow? Yeah, dude.
The doctor just comes out, stand up, knocks you in the stomach.
Doctor, I'm choking on a bone. It's like, well, you shouldn't eat bones. So
Maybe
just don't do that.
you ever hear of natural selection? It's looking like it's in your future.
Okay, well.
Anybody
you,
else
Vinny.
have a near-death story, near-death experience?
Richard chokes a lot during pickup basketball.
Oh,
Oof. That's true.
That's
I don't think
good.
I've hit a clutch shot in my career.
wow.
That was good, Cornfeld. We'll show everyone your highlights.
You still burnt from this weekend?
It's a lot of
My
makes.
knee still hurts.
Are you still burnt from this weekend?
Oh,
I didn't know your knee was hurting.
no, that's why I left.
Oh, I think I left before you. I had sunburn on my face.
You did not leave before me.
We might have left at the same time.
Whatever, dude. No, I like made a cut and my knee started hurting and it's still bothering me.
Damn.
It really
It's
sucks. But what's
yeah,
it
it
called?
was so bad. The sun.
Yeah, yo, it's mad annoying. We gotta bring sunscreen next time.
Yeah. Well, if that sun ever comes out again.
Yeah, yo, it's been
Ridiculous,
raining for
the rain.
30
It was
days.
freezing today.
Yeah, it
Yesterday
sucked.
was so cold.
Yo,
too.
yesterday when we
So
were standing outside in
stupid,
front of my
it's
house and I
May.
didn't have my shoes, I was like,
Oh, and Villani was on the brink of death for the second
again.
time in a day.
Hey, this is true.
There's not another.
Just remember, don't spoil Thrones.
Yeah.
So after the Night King resurrected, but what happened was,
Thanks.
oh yeah, sorry.
Now I know that doesn't happen.
No, oh,
Come on.
come on, as soon as you lose.
I was saying it could happen.
But thusly, I think the show fucked me up. It was a pretty gnarly episode, and not like in an awesome way. It was kind of nauseating. Give me a second here.
Get to the near death
I'm doing
experience.
I need to take care of business, and so then I was like feeling anxious and like nauseous. So I walked and I felt better. Then I went back and I got nauseous again. Then I was standing outside with Alex and I was just like, I felt like those like aliens taking over. I'm like, oh man, I gotta like fucking lay it down. I'm gonna faint. And then like I was like dizzy as shit. And I was trying so hard not to throw up because that shit always happens. Then Alex King gets me water, and Richard comes out like a don. And
I
then,
didn't
like,
do
And
anything.
it was
to help.
also like
But I drank-
cold and misty
yeah.
out.
And I drank water, and then I put it on like the back of your neck and shit. I'm
I
like,
just-
that's the bee's knees when you're fainting. Like that's like
Yeah.
the number one thing. It's like it regurgitates your soul, it regenerates your soul.
Dude, today at work, one of my coworkers, that same thing happened to him. He
They
just,
sat-
just turned pale and was like in the lunchroom just like this. And I was like, put some fucking water on the back of his neck, and he was just like.
like
Oh,
it-
I walk outside because I saw like you sprinting back into my house, and I was like, "Oh, someone
I think I
forgot
was-
something."
I think I was anxious because of my near-death experience. Corn.
Yeah, Matt.
It was
I
like
was
just
scary.
Yo,
Yeah.
Villani's fainting.
Yeah,
Panic
and I
attack.
saw you coming in,
Yo, wait.
and then
Oh, there's
I
something
walk
else I wanted
out.
to say really quick.
Oh.
I forgot. Oh shit! I really drew a blank here.
I walked outside, and
fucking
Villani
crazy.
was laying like a angel on the floor.
I
just
think
like,
I am Justin Thoreau from The Leftovers. I just love dying now. I'm like chasing that. It's like I think I'm gonna come back like out of the sand.
I almost had a near-death experience.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
During the episode, I definitely was like,
It worked.
I want to get up and leave.
Yeah.
I had a-
Did you ever have a near-death experience?
Remember when you were chased by a hyena?
No, that was his friend.
No, that's his friend, yo.
and it was a coyote, but I called it a hyena at first. And then Kornfeld posts in the group chat a picture of a hyena and goes, "This, yo?"
You gotta find that picture. I'll throw it up. Yo, animals, it's fucked up.
So
If you were being
fucked up
chased by
animals.
that, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
Yo, it's there's
You're-
like mountain lions and shit upstate. What if you just see one?
Just like,
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna
please don't.
like a bear, yo.
Don't get me.
He's like, please
Don't get me
fucking
started. He's afraid of bears
make it
too.
fucking-
So am I.
yeah, that was the picture.
What is it? A bear story?
No, me and Jacob were in the woods.
This, yo.
Can I get one? I'll get one. This is my last mic.
Yeah, quick bear story because we're on animals.
This isn't a bear story. This
Oh.
is look. So me and Jacob were in the woods and we were like incredibly high. We just smoked, and we were walking out, and there was this old woman, and she was one of those women that like walk the dog without the leash, and all of a sudden this huge dog is just like down the pathway, and then me and Jacob are walking, and we're just like. And we look up, and this dog goes, and it starts sprinting toward us, and me and Jacob are just like, okay, it's over. And we didn't even go like, ah! We were just like, yep, all right. And she goes, it's fine, she's playing. Me and Jacob were like,
So what happened?
oh, Jacob's dead. I haven't seen him. I was, you were at the funeral?
What actually happened?
It just stopped. I peed and pooped. He Dude, it was the scariest thing ever. Then also one time, we were walking to our buddy Rob's house, and it was really dark out, and it was really shadowy, and we're walking, and all of a sudden, we see this figure, like some fucking deer thing running at us, and I look to my left, and I'm like, I hope that's a really big cat. And he just goes,
It was a dog.
yeah, it was just it was a loose dog.
Were you trying to
was coming
make
after
it
you?
sound
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
getting
like it was
closer?
in the distance.
Dude, that would suck.
And we're like, ah! And then Dom's from South Africa, so he goes, everybody chill.
And he just goes, hun.
Hun, I guess hi. No, but
Yeah, that's. I really hope I
Tom
never.
is from South
never
Africa,
wanna get
so
chased
he
by-
does that.
Richard almost got speared
Because
by a
he's
deer.
from South
Yo.
Africa, he did that.
knows how to tame the
Yo, what was that?
I actually didn't witness it, but
Richard almost got speared by a deer when he was yakking
Yeah.
in New Paltz one day.
I was just throwing up at a tree, and they told me a deer started sprinting at me, but then it ran away.
It was super
Dude,
far
imagine
away.
it just
but
drop
it was
kicked me,
coming.
yo. I would rag the deer.
You would die.
I
Deers
would.
don't attack
I would.
like that.
I would hip
Yeah, they'll
toss it.
kick
They're
you.
very skittish.
Deers are
Yeah, I'd literally just
petrified
go,
humans. You know,
Step up.
humans, like the physical attribute that we're like most skilled at is running long distances.
Yes.
So if you wanted to chase down a deer, you can.
Not
It
this
would just
guy.
like get out of your view, and you wouldn't know where it went.
Yeah, but if you could like track it, you could just like.
Oh, if
chase
you're
it
one of
down
those
eventually.
kings that can
If you're in
track,
good
that
shape.
shit makes no
I
sense.
can't run.
It's like they can
That
just
would-
see the
I
fucking.
Yo,
can't
they
do
literally
that.
just walk around and they like look at a leaf and they're like, "Yep,
I just
it
think
was
of,
here." Like, how
I
do you
just
know?
think of Daryl from The Walking Dead kneeling down and just looking at the ground.
Anytime it's shown in a movie or show, it's probably not how it actually goes down because they just look at like one thing and they're like, "They're in Atlanta." It's like, how do you know you're in
obviously
Cali?
like a human in good shape. I'm
It
not
was like the
chasing
old
down any
Native
deers. I'm
Americans
saying,
when they would
like
run
what
after.
He said, I'm not chasing down any deers.
No, you're
probably
not
could do
chasing
it.
down the ice cream
No.
truck.
If it was like survival for you,
Yeah,
might
I
be
guess
able
in
to.
a situation like that, maybe.
If we were stuck
Or
on
I
an
die.
island, do you think you'd survive? If we were stuck together, would we make it out?
I
yes.
mean, yeah, I don't have to sprint around the island.
Sprinted around the island looking for
If it's
wild
not a
deer.
track meet.
I don't know.
How long are we stuck on the island for?
A year. There is a food
Depends
supply
on the island.
enough for the year, but we have to like hunt and get it. You think we could
I think
do it?
I'd survive.
With right now, with your lack of any knowledge, you think you could get out there and hunt some?
Yeah, I think when like survival's on the line, you're probably capable of a lot more than you think.
Be sick. We should do it.
No. The Sixers just announced Brett Brown is returning.
Fired
Wow.
So there we go. By June.
by June. Yep. This June. You don't think so?
No.
Playing with our heads.
All right. It's
Fuck,
getting
I
late.
had something to say before. I forgot, but it is getting late. So I guess we'll end it there. No, any last words before I murder you guys off screen?
Well, you've already been accused of murder once on this podcast. Might as well catch a few more bodies.
FBI, you know where to find me. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
A-Rod Hall of Fame.
We should split it into